That's the old school.
I think there's one more Dune left.
Yeah, he's already wrote Messiah. I mean, there's a lot of books, but he wrote Messiah, like the whole screenplay. They're seeing if he gets greenlit.
Are these new?
Yeah, the one came out a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Denis Villeneuve, he's a beast.
Dude, he's one of the best directors there is today. Like, Arrival's. Blade Runner 2049 was great. Prisoners is a great movie of his. Arrival, of course. Yeah, no, he makes good stuff.
And who also makes good stuff, Clickbait Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the greatest podcast on earth.
Allegedly.
That better not be fucking Lord Taco. You.
Sorry, you know what? Honestly, I'll take it because I don't have to be punished.
Brandon, why are you not dressed as Taylor Swift? We talked about this.
Because you guys don't want to hear me talk extra today. I got to find the right dress. Do I need like a Taylor dress or do I need a Chiefs dress? That's
you just
my
need
question.
a Chiefs cheerleader outfit and a blonde wig. This is not hard, okay? And then
Taylor would never wear a Chiefs cheerleader outfit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, she would for Travis, for her love.
Guys, start linking me appropriate dresses for me to buy for my punishment.
Why don't you just type in like Taylor Swift dress? You'll find plenty.
Yeah, or a cardigan or something. You know.
No, I just don't know how to do it. It's like beyond me.
Cardigan. R.I.P.
As you can see, we have been prepping for this episode meticulously. And boys, do we have a show for you guys today? Not only are Tom and myself returning from the NFL Combine, but a lot has already happened in NFL free agency. Especially, how about we start off with letting Russ cook, urinating tree? There are some signs that maybe a former quarterback of the Broncos could be your future. Let us start there, Tree. Initial reactions to when you heard this. What is the likelihood that Russell will be cooking in Pittsburgh?
Well, I mean, it's about Heinz Field, and the Steelers are all about cooking and smelting. And I expected this, to be honest. It made the most sense. You need a veteran quarterback to try and push Kenny Pickett and be a low-end starter. I think there'll be a chance for him to start, especially with training camp. Steelers Nation, let's ride.
I think
I am going to delude myself into this like Brandon did, but there's going to be no justification for it this year.
What about this dress?
Ooh.
That's kind of hot.
I think you'd look pretty hot. Yeah, get that extra small too, baby.
Is this even a dress or just like a big shirt?
It's a t-shirt dress.
Okay.
Yeah, what size am I getting here?
Extra small. 100%.
Extra small. Yes, I want to see your pecs like bursting out of this.
Is a small man a medium woman?
I don't know.
Is a small man a large woman?
I think a small man is a large woman.
Okay.
I would say a small man is a small man, a large woman.
There we go. I like this dress.
You can never tell these days.
Let's stay there with Taylor Swift. And let's get this reaction from Brandon as well. They're eating all this dead money. I think it's the highest dead money ever with the Broncos. How are they even
rich?
How are they even doing this, Brandon?
Dude, it's so cool to be so rich. You just eat as much dead money as you want. Unlike those pathetic, poor teams out there, those disgusting, poor teams. Oh my God. I'm so happy to be rich on a rich team.
But you're not salary.
Where's your pinkies up, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but we'll eat dead cap forever. I don't care.
So wait, let me just ask this question because like the salary cap to me is like algebra. Like I've never really figured it out, and I should because it's my job. Like just like when I got a mortgage on my house, like I never understood what the guy he was like. You just pay this amount. Like that's the only part. So with dead cap, right? Does that count against their cap, their salary cap, or they just pay it as a tax to Russell Wilson? Like
We
how does
we
it
do
work?
both. We're so rich.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's part of the
So
dead cap. Is actually goes against the salary cap. I think they owe as much
It does.
guaranteed that they owed him. I
We
think
pay
what the
Russell
guaranteed is
$39
like.
million to do nothing this year.
Yep, I think it's like
And you can't-
130 million guaranteed or something like that.
So
On the
when I
contract
say a dead cap, so that 39 million cannot be given to anyone else.
No.
Can only be given to Russell Wilson.
Yes.
Right?
Well,
And so you can't-
Technically, the Broncos have a choice. They can split up the 85 million dead cap hit where they take like 40 some million this year or next year. Just depends on how they want to do it. They can eat a little more this year or next year. And
They're
the way it's going, it looks like they're going to eat more this year.
a paper transaction from post June 1st. I think that's what they're doing. So the savings is a little better, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
whoever's
it just-
signing him
it
is
had to be
getting
done.
him for a vet min, like for basically very
Well,
right for this year.
yeah, that's the. I mean, it's a question. It comes down to one little tricky aspect of Russell Wilson. Will he play on the vet minimum somewhere else? Because
why does it matter?
well, it's Russell, man. Trust me.
So okay. Now riddle me this.
Because
If
he wouldn't
he's-
want to be
if
the
some-
only quarterback taking the vet minimum with his stature.
Okay.
It
so
feels
like
if-
that's what
if
he
some
should do, but I'm
dumbass team.
saying-
Wait a minute.
Might
I need
not.
to understand this some more, you guys, because you're smarter than me. If some dumbass team signs him to like a $5 million deal, he gets 39 million plus the 5 million.
No, well, actually, I don't know that, but whatever
Yes,
another
he
team
would, I
pays him, the Broncos don't owe him. But
So it doesn't matter.
The optics for Russell Wilson are important. So
That would still be dumb for Russell. He would be costing his team an opportunity to sign somebody else, right?
he does not
Like,
care.
why-
Trust me, he
You
does
think
not
Russell
care.
Wilson is that selfish? He's going to make
Yes.
39 million no matter
Yes.
what. He's capped out at that income.
It's
Right.
because like it's 39, right? So basically, Russell Wilson, regardless if he doesn't like, he's getting $39 million from the Denver Broncos. So theoretically, he could go to a team, sign for like a vet min, play, still going to get the $39 million. But whatever new contract he gets from this team, let's just say it's 2 years, he gets that money plus what the Broncos already owe him.
If
doesn't have more than
if Russ
2
loves
years
the
left.
Broncos, he'll get that new team to pay him a good amount of money to help
My
us.
question is this: where do the Broncos go from here? We know what Russ could potentially do. What about the Broncos? Now they're paying a quarterback who's no longer on their team. Who will be the quarterback for the Broncos going forward? Perna.
You think I know who's going to be the QB? No clue. What I do know is I think they're in the process of blowing it all up. They released Justin Simmons today, which is
Yeah.
It's a Cowboy.
probably like in terms of players that fans love the most
Yeah.
that are still on the team, is Justin Simmons is that guy. Like, so that's a tough one for fans to swallow. It makes sense. They're going to clear up, cap space, and I feel like they're going to do what the Bills just did, and that's just get rid of some guys they should have traded before the trade deadline, but the Broncos started winning, and they had to make a decision like, have we righted the ship? Can we make a push? And they got to draft a quarterback. I'll say that, and I don't even care who they draft. I swear to God, if we sign somebody like Sam Darnold and that's who we're fucking starting next year, I'm going to lose it. I am going to just lose it.
I'm
Like,
going
why
to
would
say
we
a
pay
name.
anybody another $1 that's not a rookie?
I'm going to say a name, and I want your immediate reaction. Jimmy G.
Oh, yeah, I'd take 10 Sam Darnolds over Jimmy G.
But, dude, he's probably the most logical explanation. He's going to get cut, might take the veteran minimum.
I'm going to tell you
man.
this
Do a
right
job.
now, Brandon. No matter who you sign, right? Unless you don't have the cap space to sign a Kirk Cousins, right?
No.
So you're going to get some Walmart quarterback or a rookie that you're just going to throw out there. You better have a Word document that has the word new copied and pasted about 80 times, because every week is going to be the new worst game of your life next year. It is going
Great game.
to be
Great game.
Best game.
bad, brother.
If
It's bad.
Good
You are going to get a lot of views, but your copy paste button is going to hurt.
Honestly, dude, if Russell Wilson balls out in Pittsburgh, dude, I am going to flex on you so hard.
You should.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful, man.
I don't understand what the Broncos are doing because they have to pay Russell all this money anyways. Why not just keep him on the team and pay him
Because Sean Payton hates him.
While you
Yeah,
search for the next quarterback? It's
Sean Payton's ego.
They hurt they've hurt his ego. That's why they hurt his ego.
Your quarterback's probably going to be Taysom Hill.
Someone asked before about the Saints, and like the Saints have been in this perpetual, we're $1 kajillion over the cap, right? So they keep on kicking the can down the road. Now there's rumors about Michael Thomas. We'll see where that goes. Michael Thomas also fired back on Twitter. But the point that I'm making is that the Saints are going through this year after year because they're like, well, we're not going to rebuild. We're just going to try to stay afloat, right? We're just going to try and like bring in these guys. We're going to renegotiate contracts. And for the Broncos, I feel like it makes sense because if you are going to rip off the Band-Aid, and it's going to suck, don't get me wrong. But if you're going to rip off the Band-Aid, like, listen, this year, we're not going to be that good. But next year, when we have picks, we have money again, then we can, start going forward. So I imagine they're going to draft a QB. I imagine that's the direction they're going to go in unless they don't have a guy they want or somebody trades up in front of them. But this is, hey, rip off the Band-Aid now. We're going to suck, but we're not going to be doing this every year and just be like, all right, let's try to make it work this year. It's just, unfortunately, these are the consequences. Look at the Bills, dude. The Bills.
Yeah.
Like, look, it was.
I just don't know.
A lot of people.
I just don't know who you get at 12, right? That's where you're picking.
Honestly, you could probably draft a wide receiver in the first round and then go second round and draft somebody like a Penix or Bo Nix. I mean, it's not ideal, but at the same time, it at least isn't a massive reach like I feel like the Denvers would do if they draft a quarterback at 12. And we know Denver likes to reach Paxton Lynch.
Given the Denver history of drafting quarterbacks, Drew Lock.
Dude, we've never drafted a franchise QB.
Never.
And the only guy you could argue that we did was Jay Cutler, and we traded him away because of Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
Well, the Broncos aren't the only team with quarterback issues right now. Another team who was said to have been going all in now has been left without their all-pro left tackle in Tyron Smith hitting free agency. And now the Cowboys there's some rumors we're not even going to sign Dak to a long-term deal. What do you guys think about what's going on with America's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys? We don't really know what is happening with the Cowboys. What are you guys hearing?
I just want to say something.
Scooter's punishment. He has to get the new Dak haircut.
Ooh, what is the new Dak haircut?
Isn't it like bald with a goatee?
Yeah,
it is. It's
I
pretty
think
much
I have it.
Did you guys see Jalen Hurts without his goatee?
Yeah, he took the power.
He looks like a young lad
on the field.
Way less intimidating.
Yes, I can see the new Dak haircut. It's just
Here's your Dak Prescott.
Yes.
Boom.
Wow,
That
Scooter.
goatee is next.
Would you give up the braids for?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
Scooter, which player were you talking to that was just like, I'm going to get your hair? You're like, I'm going to get my hair to yours. He's like, definitely not. Definitely not.
Jonathan Brooks.
That's who it was. It was Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks. I'm like, bro, how long have you been growing your hair? He said about 5 years. I said, I'm going to catch you. He said, nah.
Ain't happening.
I'm not gonna catch you.
I think the Cowboys will probably be fine again next year. You guys find a way.
Thank you.
There's Jalen.
Wow.
Jalen Hurts.
This is a big dude.
He looks like Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
All of his power was taken from him.
It
once he
was.
shaved the goatee. That's crazy. This man looks like a light-skinned Ronald McDonald. What the heck? That's crazy.
He does kind of look like a caricature of himself in this moment. The goatee, when he has the goatee, he looks like the bad guy in a Tyler Perry movie most of the time. So he looks like the guy that's coming for your girl.
That's a decision.
Mhm.
I will say, I do think the Cowboys will get a deal done with Dak. I think both sides are posturing thus far, and Dak still has all the leverage. I think something does get done here. But it just sucks that in the meanwhile, we have to do things like let go of Tyron Smith And a lot of people are saying,
but you guys can draft a tackle in this draft class.
So that's the thing. So that's the thing. One, we could just pick out our other Tyler, the left tackle. He performed pretty well when Tyron was out. So that's what a lot of people are thinking we're doing. This draft is very deep for O linemen. So they're just saying, why not risk having a left tackle who's injured 4 to 5 games every season? Why not, when it's a deep draft for tackles, go out there and draft another one? So
that's the thing with Tyron Smith. Like, he's a great tackle when he's healthy. Like, he's been dealing with a lot of ailments the past 5 or so years. And I think that's why they cut him.
The only thing is, for a team looking to go all in, starting it by letting your all-pro left tackle walk does not give good vibes. That's all I'm saying.
Scooter was not.
Gotta wait for the long-term plan.
You also have to wait for NFL free agency, right? Like, guys are getting cut, but all the guys are gonna start getting picked up. So you might see some all-in Jerry Jones moves. He wants him some glory hole. Wow, Toon Link is just handing out hundos. He's just handing them out like we are at the Gold Club.
Oh, thank you, Toon Link.
Who? I don't know.
You getting that haircut? I just want to go back to the Steelers and Russ Wilson, though. I know you kind of hijacked it.
All good.
The thing that I have, the big problem I have with the Steelers even bringing in Russ Wilson is they are basically telling Kenny Pickett that they do not believe in him at all. They're just like, hey, bro, we want this has-been quarterback to come in that we're not even paying. That the Broncos are paying to quarterback our team because you suck, Kenny Pickett, and we don't believe in you. That's what that message says to me. If I'm Kenny Pickett, I'm packing my stuff up.
Could this not just be, look at how the Packers have done things, right? They had their QB of the future sit, and he didn't just sit for a couple seasons. He sat for a long time. What if this is just another situation like that where you can say maybe Pickett's not the guy right now and he just needs some time to mature. Let's get him some time behind a veteran who has won a Super Bowl before. Tree, what are you looking at it as?
See, I disagree. I think Russell Wilson is brought in more to push Kenny Pickett because apparently the organization still believes in Kenny Pickett, or like they think Mason. But the thing with Kenny Pickett, and his stats look pretty bad, but there are 2 things that he does well. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's clutch. He does well in the fourth quarter and on final drives. And I think that's why they're still trying to give him this leash. If he didn't have those, he'd be gone. I think what they're bringing in Russell Wilson for is to push him in training camp, really get the best out of him. And if he struggles his first couple weeks, you have a low-end starter that's ready to go, knows the system. He'll do well in the play action that Arthur Smith's going to do. And this is a run-heavy offense. You have to remember, with 5 touchdowns, most of the time when they were close to the goal line, they ran it in the end zone. So that's why he only has 5 passing TDs last year.
Yeah. Play action.
A lot of play action and a lot of just heavy run, especially with Warren and Najee. And I'm not trying to defend Pickett. I'm just saying that this is how the Steelers are thinking.
But you just said, they believe in Kenny Pickett. Well, that's not exactly a vote of confidence by bringing in another quarterback.
It's an upgraded backup over what they had last year. Mitch Trubisky was god-awful, and Mason Rudolph is, he deserves a second chance somewhere else.
To the point that Tree's making, though, if you legitimately can get Russell Wilson on basically a 1-year rental where you're not paying him a whole lot, there's no downside. If he sucks, okay, he sucks.
Yeah.
You basically lost no money. If he's good enough to be your starter, then Kenny gets to sit a year, learn behind a veteran, and if not, then he comes into camp and he competes against Kenny Pickett, and Kenny Pickett can beat him out.
Exactly.
So it just seems like whatever team winds up getting Russ, if they are able to just get him for a vet man, like 1 year, what have you, because Russ could also use that as a year, which is why I'm assuming wherever he goes, he's going to want to be a starter because he's going to want to be able to get paid again.
Yeah.
So he's going to want to start. So I don't know if that's going to work out in Pittsburgh, but there's no
Where
downside.
could he go? Where could he go where he is the bona fide starter?
Probably
Minnesota.
the Raiders.
Giants.
Vikings.
What?
Vikings if they don't bring back Kirk.
Yeah, they don't bring back Cousins, which who knows if they're gonna.
Well, the question is, there's a lot of heat towards Kirk Cousins going to Atlanta or maybe Washington again. So the question is, My real concern is what happens with Justin Jefferson. Are they going to be able to extend him?
They should.
I hope
That's
not.
going to be the question.
If Kirk's gone, yeah, easy.
Yeah. Well, they got all the cap space, right?
Mhm.
Here's a question I have for you, Tree.
Yes.
How's
Mhm.
Penny? How's Kenny Pickett against the sack? Does he take too many sacks?
He's very skittish in the pocket. His problem is he always has a flight mentality. He always runs out to his left. That's always been his real issue. And sometimes he'll run into sacks. That's been an issue of his for a while. And I don't know if he's just afraid because he's had a bad offensive line the last couple of years, or is it because he's trying to do too much? That's the question you're really looking forward to. And you can't properly gauge Kenny Pickett because Matt Canada was absolute garbage.
Yeah,
and the last two times, I mean, he looked well against Cincinnati. Then Arizona, he had the concussion and a few other things, and he hadn't played. So
he got hurt.
And I don't see Pickett not starting as a detriment towards Pickett. I see it as them riding the hot hand of Mason Rudolph.
Tree, how is Kenny Pickett
at taking sacks?
He's apparently a power bottom, and he's not good with handies because apparently it might get a little too small.
My kind of guy. I
I
like how it looks
is your
in,
kind of guy.
in the pictures. I'm saying it's all about the Polaroids. All right, I got to ask you guys down here. I'm hijacking Scooter. What was the combine like? Did you guys ran the 40? Are you still sore? Take us through what the combine was like. Scooter, go first.
Okay, so we were there Tuesday, and then we left Sunday morning. Okay, so we were there for a while. We get there, we get our credentials, and we basically do a walkthrough of the area where all the players are going to be. That's where you see they're at their podium, standing up, talking, asking questions. We were actually able to ask questions right next to reporters. It was a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. Wearing sunglasses is not the move because there's no eye contact. You can't make eye contact with the players. But we were right there. We could have asked questions and done all that with the players. Then they had a little hallway. If you walk a little bit further down where you could go in. We actually saw the Madden van where they were scanning people to be in Madden. And then you go on the field basically through a little corridor. And it was dope. They rolled out the red carpet for us, basically. We were able to get into the broadcaster seats where they were doing the broadcast and got all right, this is where the 40 is going to be set up. This is where they do this. This is where they do that. And then the next day we got to see everything live. Indy was dope. I enjoyed my whole experience. And then the final day, so after we go through all the position groups and all that, the final day was when we got to run some of the drills ourselves. And we were wiped out. At least I was wiped out for a lot of the time because it's a lot of standing, which it can be very hard if you're not used to just standing for a long time. A lot of waiting, especially for some of the prospects to come out and things like that. But we were I was literally right next to prospects. I walked by JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix. I'm literally as close to that wall right there is where some of the prospects were. I'm just got an NFL media vest on. I'm just filming people. Have elite content coming. I just have so much footage right now. It's just a lot to wade through. But there will be more footage coming out. I want to try and put together a vlog. But it was crazy. Tom, what was your experience like?
Dude, it was awesome. I've wanted to go to the combine for years, just to kind of experience what it was, and just learning about what the combine actually is was an experience in of itself. Because the combine, of course, you have prospects and doing the drills, and they're long days. You're talking about from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock, it's just drills, just nonstop. And then before that, there's all the morning sessions with the media members, during the scrums and all that stuff. So they were really, really long days. But then at night, it's basically all the media members, coaches, scouts, just getting drunk every night and eating steak. And so like it's like a ton of networking. So like I met a ton of people from like all over. So that was really, really cool. Like that was just a different experience. But yeah, we're told like what, Scoot, like 12 hours before, like, oh yeah, you can interview prospects, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, because it was one of the first questions I asked, like when we were gonna be able to go. And I was like, that'd be awesome. They're like, oh no, probably not. And I was like, okay. So I would have brought different equipment, but just to like have that experience and talking to these guys and like just having that perspective of they're like 20-year-old kids, which is tough because like they are larger than I am. But it was really cool. It was just a deeper look into the game, and then just like the connections, meeting people, and you see like how freakishly athletic these people are. It just blows my mind. So it was really cool for the content, but it was just it was an awesome experience just to be there, especially since I've been trying to get there for about a decade.
Yeah, it was dope too, because like even one prospect I interviewed, I like Spencer Rattler. I interviewed Spencer Rattler back when I was in high school, and he remembered me from when I interviewed him when he was in high school. So that was pretty cool. And like I might have easily interviewed someone that the Cowboys might be drafting, because I interviewed a whole bunch of old linemen. So it's just going to be fascinating to see which way the Cowboys go in the first round.
Did you? Okay, so now you're in the crowd and you're networking. Did you hear any good juicy rumors? Like, I mean, come on, everyone's talking.
Okay, so we met Brett Coleman as well.
Of course.
Shout out to Brett for filming our 40 times in slow motion. Definitely check his channel out because he has a lot of combine content.
He uploaded like a 4-hour edit of just like lo-fi to like combine drills.
Yeah, literally check out Brett Coleman's page. But Brett is an insider. He has some insider knowledge. And so what I'm hearing via Brett is that it's a done deal for Caleb. Number one, lock it in.
Oh yeah, that
sounds about right.
Up there, like it's done. It's happening, 100%. And what he told me for the Cowboys, which was interesting, is that he told me the Cowboys were very high on a couple players. So I made sure to ask these players some questions and to like be around these players a little bit more. Edgerrin Cooper, who was in the same hotel that I was staying in. Wow, I just walked in. He was to the right of me as I walked by him. Defensive edge out of A&M.
Yeah, not offended.
He does. Trust me.
Yeah,
he does.
He's forgotten more football than all of us.
Spanish.
Yeah, maybe not Tom.
And another linebacker that was out there. That was a freakish linebacker. He ran a 4.4. So we'll see what the Cowboys do. I'm very fascinated to see what we do.
Tom, did you hear any juicies?
The Caleb one, yeah. But see, like the Caleb one is the one that bothers me though, because it was kind of a well-known thing around the combine. Like that was just something that was getting repeated a lot of like, oh, like this is why. So like that's also why Caleb wasn't working out, because he knows. But like the questions that were asked to him, even though this is already understood and kind of known, and they're like pivoting it and being like, no, are you afraid like to compete against, other prospects? It was just weird, man. Like there was times where like the old school media, like they were in there and they were asking these questions that one was like straight up disrespectful, in my opinion. And then the second thing was just they would ask like the same questions. Like Scooter and I were standing next to each other a bunch of times where they're like, hey, have you spoken to like the Saints? Right? And they're like, yeah, I've spoken to just about every team here. Okay. Not even 60 seconds later, they're like, have you spoken to the Saints? Like, it was that kind of thing where I was like, dude, like, what are we doing out here? So I really enjoyed the time, like, actually talking to the prospects, because, like, off camera and stuff, everything was just like, dude, like, congratulations. Like, these guys been working their ass off since they were, like, 6 years old, right? And, like, now they're at the combine about to go into the NFL. So it was cool to just, like, connect with players like that, especially when they're getting, like, the same, questions every single time, or it's just whatever questions.
And just to piggyback off that real quick, we saw in real time how rumors affect reality, bro. Mm-hmm. So there are some overtime people there, and they were just asking some like silly, fun questions, nothing related to football. I mean, if you're aware of the overtime, they're just trying to get some different
Who's
content.
your favorite Pokemon? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
one of them was like, "Do you believe in the moon landing?" Or
Oh yeah.
"Are pigeons real?" And then like we hear, he tells me he's going to ask this question. I'm like, "You won't do it." Like, I'm going to do it. And he proceeds to ask the questions. I look on Twitter and it's framed like this prospect doesn't believe in the moon landing. And they frame it as though like he just started speaking about it on his own, when in actuality, these were asked questions. But the way you see it framed online is like these guys just randomly started talking about how
Right.
they don't believe pigeons are real. So it was just fascinating to see like how that took off from literally just a guy
Right.
around.
And his draft
Yeah.
stock apparently was dropping because he doesn't, he said if it flies, it spies.
Yeah.
And now
Honestly,
he's lost 2 rounds.
yeah. Just don't tell that to Mike Tyson. He'll straight up knock you out in one punch.
Yeah.
Did you guys see this man is fighting Jake Paul? I'm just saying.
Oh, yes.
This is gonna be
Listen,
wild.
the state of boxing has reached an all-time low. And if anyone has a link to the stream, please send it to me.
It's on Netflix.
Dude, we thought it fell from McGregor versus Mayweather. Ooh.
Yeah, that was
Got
bad. All right, Scooter and Tom, which quarterback just looked the best? Like, if out of those that worked out, like you would be like, wow, I want that guy on my
There was
team.
some stuff that Bo Nix did that I was really impressed with. Like, he's an athlete, dude. Like, he's super athletic. There is some, like, just watching him a few times, like, damn, like, he can zip it. Like,
can
it
spin
was
it.
impressive.
Mhm. Scooter.
Okay. I will understand why a team might try and be like, we can fix Joe Milton. We can fix him. I will understand why after like seeing him stand up next to me. He was to me the most athletic looking quarterback out there. Joe Milton. You saw that long bomb he had
You got a cannon.
at the combine. So when a team reaches for Joe, I will completely understand it. On the inverse side, though, JJ McCarthy did not, to me, look like a franchise quarterback. I'm saying next to me, I'm looking at this man. I'm like, I don't know.
What was your 40 times, Scooter?
Okay, let's.
All right, are we gonna unveil the 40 times now?
We can unveil the 40.
This is the Joe Milton throw.
Wow.
I mean, that is
Look, he didn't even. Wow.
Coleman got that too in
Nonchalantly.
4K, and it looked beautiful.
I
Really?
think there was a stat on there saying that like that pass right there was one of the longest passes for the past like 7 years in the NFL. Like no one has thrown a longer pass than that pass right there by Joe Milton in the NFL, and it was Josh Allen when it actually happened. So I will understand when someone reaches for this. But like same thing. JJ
And
McCarthy
to me,
did not.
was
I didn't
Jalen
really-
Hurts. And that
Some
Jalen
Broncos
Hurts,
highlights.
both
We
sons
get
of
violated for
coaches,
copyright.
both guys played a lot of football collegially. Both went through adversity at their
What is
first school and
It's
really
a
thrived
bonus.
at the second school.
If you can pause it, that's
to me, there's a
That's me
grittiness.
right there. If you go back, I'm literally right here in the middle. That's me with my camera. That's the type of access we were getting right there.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I'm literally on my knee, and I just got clips of me getting the quarterback and then panning towards the receiver.
How bad
you
did
guys-
you want to run a route?
I didn't because they were throwing the ball very fast. And if you see, all the receivers here have gloves. Literally, I counted. There was not a single receiver.
I don't get it. I
Jay-
don't.
That's the
I
thing.
asked a
Like
veteran
when,
Houston Texan about CJ Stroud, and in the course
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like when you hang around like real athletes, like when we were with the Marlins in spring training, it's like you want to play the sport, but then you also realize how embarrassingly bad you would be at the sport, and you just like I don't actually want to do.
It wasn't even that. It was more like 2 minutes before that, Jerry Rice walks up next to me, and he's like wrapping up Chris Carter, and he's like, "I don't want to run around. I'm trying to hear what they're." And then Steve Smith comes over and is talking, and they're all laughing and giggling, and I'm just there, just like, it would
Never
like
think
literally.
about trying to like trip somebody when they were running a route. Like, what would happen if I accidentally tripped this guy during his
There
drill?
was like I don't know about like Scooter can speak to this, but like there was an aura of like you are being given like this insane access, if you
Don't mess it
do
up.
something, like you're gone. Like it is gonna be bad. Like, dude, even for the 40, because there was a couple times on the sidelines because they just didn't care. Like they were warming up and they were like throwing, like sideline grabs, and like you would get hit by like a ball, or like there would be a guy running right at you and there was no one to stop you. Like there's one time when I was like 14 years old, I went to the Bahamas and there was a swimming pool thing, and there was a hammerhead shark in it, and there was no signs. That's what I felt like the combine was. It was just like, hey, yeah, no, just like find a spot.
It's like when you go to the ball game and you just want to throw it, you want to test that. Well, we knew who's.
Yeah, like when the 40 was happening, it was like you could hear a pin drop when these guys were running their 40s because it was so silent. Like I didn't even want to change locations when the 40s started running. I would wait until everyone ran their 40 once, and then I would move to another location to film, because it literally was like, these guys have been waiting their whole lives. They've been training their whole lives for this moment, and this could literally screw them up. This one run right here. So
this one was amazing.
Crazy.
This is a guy that is just jumped his draft stock significantly. Like, this dude is a machine. 4.21. I mean, it says 4.22 there, but the official time changed the record. But I mean, look how fast he's going.
Dude, it's not just how fast, it's the acceleration out of the gate. Like, he went from 0 to basically full speed in 3 strides. Like, that is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Like, that is, I don't know what else he can do on a field, but to have that level of straight line speed, just, of course he's going to find his way onto a football field.
Oh yeah,
And
he
like,
might be first round now.
It's faster in person, if that's possible. Like, just, it was nuts. I was sitting right there on the sideline when Worthy ran by me, and like the crowd just went nuts immediately. But yeah, it was that is a fast man.
All right, Scooter, what was the time?
All right.
Did you already post it on your channel?
I did not. I'll probably so you guys, the clickbait audience, will be the first to hear my 40 time, and then I'll put it in the vlog. But the 40 time was a 5.25.
Oh,
Not bad. That's not bad, dude.
That's not bad.
I will say I ran a 5.26 the first time, and I definitely pulled and or sprained or strained something. I felt something start to rip. I said, when you feel it go a little bit, but it doesn't go all the way type situation? That's basically what happened.
So,
and then ran it again, felt it a little bit more, pull a little bit more. And then that's why I stopped running some of the receiver routes, because I was like, I think this is not a good idea to continue.
We were told like the entire week, they're like, oh, like there's gonna be a whole, like, we're gonna get there early, there's gonna be a whole period of stretching, they're gonna demonstrate how to do this. That did not happen.
Yeah, like if we got a warm-up, I probably could have ran under 5, honestly.
You didn't think to stretch at all? Or they were just like, now's your time, go.
They said we're gonna warm up there. So I was like, I'm not gonna warm up if we're gonna go through another warm-up. And then it's like, we get there, okay, who's running first? And I ran first.
Damn.
So I really didn't warm up anything. I also haven't done anything like 3 weeks either, which really sucked. So I told Tom this, though. We're just setting ourselves up for greatness next season.
That's right, baby.
Beat our times, because I feel like if I had been playing pickup basketball, I could have definitely run under 5 seconds. At least beat Tom Brady's new time, If I had been
the worst part about running a 40 is, and if you haven't done it in a long time, that's a big man.
That is
just
a beast.
Did you feel like when you're running, you're just like, why am I not running faster? Like, why am I not going any? Is this really the fastest I can go?
It was literally, I don't want to injure myself, was really it. Not, I don't feel fast or slow.
I don't know. Tom, your experience.
So, bro, I know this was not going to go well. Like, I knew this was not going to go well because, one, I haven't worked out since December because playoffs happened and whatever, and I'm just out of shape. Like, in 2 months, I just got really out of shape. 2, I had COVID 2 weeks ago, and these are not excuses. Like, I own that shit. So that, I ran it once, and it was a 6.29, which I was like, good God, that's horrible. Then I ran it again, and it was a 6.26, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try it one more time, and I ran a 6.2. So, and that was the first drill. So like we did that, and then we had to go do all the other drills. But I didn't drop a ball though.
What was Eisen's? What was Eisen's first time?
He's in the
It was 6. I think I just beat out Eisen for his first.
So 5 talked about Josh Eisen and immediately got censored. What happened?
Got pulled.
Yeah, I mean, dude. Apparently, Rich Eisen is the secret code word.
I was feeling it until like yesterday. Like yesterday, like I was like, damn, like in my quads, like I was feeling it. I was like, I haven't sprinted in a while because I usually just run and then that's it. But yeah, I haven't sprinted in a while, so that was.
I will say,
difficult.
Broad jump though, like I had a decent broad jump for not knowing how to broad jump at all. We basically just looked at how the players did things and then tried to emulate what they were doing. So next year, the goal is to get a 9-foot broad jump and run a 4.84.
Dude, so like that was the thing. I think I've done a broad jump in like high school once in gym class. So like I had no idea about technique, and I'm watching guys do. I'm like, I have long ass legs. Like, why am I not doing better? So I just stayed until I at least like hit a decent marker, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, dude, you probably did better than me. Trust me. It's
no, dude. Like I was like, out of spite, I did work out for a year.
Oh, dude, I did like long jump in Dallas 5 years ago. It was not good. Also, some breaking news coming in from LA. Kevin Dotson reached a 3-year deal, $48 million, $32 million in guarantees. So leaving Pittsburgh has done him a world of good. So figure I'd just throw that out there in the meantime. Not bitter at all.
There you go.
What Oh, go ahead, Tom.
I think 5 disappeared. I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it says his device isn't connected for all that. As I said, I thought Rich Eisen was the secret code word that it's like say Rich Eisen 3 times, he'll show up and just run a 40 in a suit.
He had to go on that Tinder date.
Yeah, that's he has to, man. You know, he's got to get that grind going, man.
Other than computer died or internet went out.
Oh,
what's the over under?
I'm gonna go with internet. I'm gonna
say computer died. Because it's full of viruses after all the stuff Adam looks at.
Yeah, it's all that degenerate. The degeneracy. It's not good.
Okay.
Good?
We're trying to figure that out, AAA.
Countdown?
We can do a countdown if you want, man. Do you have anything else to talk about? Or we
should
just
donate to some of these other fellas here. Dear God.
Honestly, no.
Please.
Don't donate to me. Donate to him.
Yeah, that's right, baby. We back. Everybody donating the period. Here we go now. 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 4. I ran the 40 on Saturday and I'm still sore. Cause I'm so out of shape, I'm gonna cry. After running 340s, I felt like I was gonna die. Oh yeah, that actually rhymed.
It's not me. Thank you. Oh.
Hey, Five's back. Look at that. I just had to sing it. It brought him back.
Settings like reset, so whatever.
All right.
Oh, I'm not going to win this week. I got $92.36.
Oh, I got a shutout. I got nothing.
Hey, honestly, that's a great
nothing.
thing. That's a new record. I'm 97-15, so I did not win. Thank the Lord.
What you got?
What you got, Scoot?
What you got?
I think more than you.
Good.
How much you got?
324.86.
Let's go.
That's it.
I got 200. I'm good.
I think
son of a bitch.
I think Brandon should do a show where all he has to say Broncos country, let's ride the entire show.
No, I think we just add on to the Taylor Swift punishment.
Okay.
Right? Because like you just kind of make it easier for Brandon. You know, you just consolidate it. So we already have, he's going to buy the dress. He's got to speak in Taylor Swift lyrics.
Mm-hmm. Or song titles. He's got to be like,
titles,
I'm feeling, too. I'd like to watch the All 22. Mm-hmm. You know, things like that. Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, oh my God, that
I don't even know what the first part of that means.
I hear Madame Web is terrible.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Listen, not related. A lot of Taylor Swift songs slap. I'm just gonna have to admit that right now. Like, she's really good.
Wait a minute. This is actually, I think we add a wig, right? We probably add
Yeah,
a
well, the wig was already there.
Oh, it's
yeah,
already
yeah,
in
he's
there.
got-
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we established that.
Mhm.
But I like this. Maybe a report on the Eras movie. So it's going to be on Disney Plus, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this month. So
He's
you
gotta
watch the Eras movie and you got to
Yes.
give a little
He's
bit
gonna
of
be a
detail.
Swiftie by the end of that. Mhm.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Listen.
dude, those legs, man.
Listen, I am not a Swiftie, but look, her songs slap. They're good gym songs too. Like she's
Are
just.
they?
I'm gonna tell you something. Anybody young that's single out there, right? If you're a single dude and you're gonna go to the bars, learn the lyrics to the Taylor Swift song because all the girls know them. And if you can show the girls that you know the lyrics, you're in there, dude. You're in there. Tell
Sound
me.
good, Brandon?
Trust me.
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's not bad.
All right. Are we good?
Perna, what you got coming out, buddy?
Who? Me?
What do you got coming out?
We dropped a JJ McCarthy
not.
video, and then I should have one about Justin Simmons and the Bills and Russ later tonight.
Yeah. Tree?
Well, I'm doing an NHL trade deadline stream tomorrow. NHL trade deadline video.
Jared.
And then what? If Russell Wilson signs, probably a video about that.
There you go. It's good.
I got several shorts coming out about this past combine we went to. I asked all the players who they thought was the GOAT at their position. I also asked them what they should be ranked in EA college football and Madden. So expect those shorts to be out the way, as well as a vlog if I'm able to get all that footage out of there.
5.
And I have the biggest one-hit wonder QB in the history of the NFL. You guys might not even know who it is. I'll tell you in the green room. But it is a great story. Great story.
Hell yeah.
It's Russell Wilson.
Put out a Bills video today. Tomorrow is going to be the vlog for the combine stuff, or at least the 40 stuff the other night, or yesterday, I should say. And yeah, that's it.
It's Joe Flacco.
Thank you, Jared, by the way, for the 509 to prevent the shutout.
There you
Ooh,
go.
did you make him buy a Christian Juszczyk Kelsey jacket?
That would actually slap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian Juszczyk, national treasure.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
It really
She
is.
turns jerseys into jackets. She is so smart.